How many times have you told yourself, I really need to be more disciplined? And then, nothing changes? Yeah, I've been there too. We all have those moments where we start something with tons of motivation, and then a week later we've completely forgotten about it. But here's what I've learned from diving deep into the research on this. Being disciplined isn't about being some superhuman who never feels lazy or distracted. It's actually about understanding how your brain works and using that to your advantage. Today, I'm sharing 5 psychology-based strategies that can help you build discipline without feeling like you're constantly battling yourself. And stick around because at the end, I'll share why chasing discipline might not be the right goal. Let's get into it. Strategy number 1, the gap visualization technique. Here's how most of us approach goals. We either fantasize about how amazing life will be when we achieve them, or we focus on how much our current situation sucks. But neither of these approaches actually help us take action. What does work, according to research, is doing both at the same time. Scientists did this experiment when they split people into 3 groups. One group only visualized their ideal future. Another group only thought about their current problems. But the third group did something different. They hold both images in their mind at once, really feeling the contrast between where they are and where they want to be. And guess what? The third group was more likely to do something about their goals. Here's why this works. When you see that gap clearly, your brain naturally wants to close it. It creates this tension that pushes you to act. So here's how you can use this. Let's say you want to get better at public speaking. Instead of just imagining yourself confidently presenting in front of a crowd, also acknowledge where you are right now. Maybe you get nervous, your voice shakes, you avoid volunteering to present. Hold both of those realities in your mind. The uncomfortable feeling you get, that's actually fuel. That's what's going to push you to sign up for that speaking opportunity or practice in front of a mirror. The key is being honest about the obstacle while you're keeping your eyes on where you're heading. Strategy number 2 is what I call an if-then blueprint. So here is this concept in psychology called implementation intentions. Basically, it's planning for obstacles before they happen. Research has tested this with students studying for a big exam. Half of the students just set goals and visualize success. The other half did something extra. They wrote down specific plans for what they would do when they hit obstacles. If I feel like scrolling my phone instead of studying, then I'll put my phone in another room and set a 25 minutes timer. The students who made these if-then plans, they did 60% practice problems. That's huge. Here's why this works. In the moment, when you're tired or distracted, it's really hard to make good decisions. But if you already decided what you'll do in that situation, you just follow the plan. So let's say you're trying to build a habit of drawing every day, but you always forget. Your if-then plan might be, if I sit down at my desk after dinner, then I'll immediately open my sketchbook and draw one thing. Or if you're trying to stop staying up too late watching videos, if it's 10 p.m. and I'm still on YouTube, then I'll close my laptop and switch to reading a physical book. The more specific you are about the trigger and the action, the better this works. You're basically creating a mental script that your brain can follow on autopilot. Strategy number 3, the lazy approach. It's my favorite. Make the right choice the easiest choice. We're all a little bit lazy. That's not a bad thing. It's just human nature. We naturally take the path of least resistance. So instead of fighting that, use it to your advantage. If you want to build a good habit, remove every obstacle between you and doing that habit. And if you want to break a bad habit, add obstacles. Here is some practical examples. Want to drink more water? Fill up a water bottle every night. Put it on your nightstand. When you wake up, it's right there. You'll probably drink it without even thinking. Trying to stop hitting snooze? Put your alarm clock across the room. Now you have to physically get out of bed and turn it off. And once you're up, you're way more likely to stay up. Want to practice an instrument? Don't put it away in a case in your closet. Leave it on a stand in your room, where you can see it and grab it easily. Trying to cut down on ordering food? Delay the delivery apps from your phone. You can still order food if you really want to, but you'll have to re-download the app, log in, enter your card info, and most of the time, that's enough friction to make you just cook something instead. This is so powerful because you're not relying on willpower. You're just engineering your environment so that the default option is the one you actually want. Think about what you're trying to do and ask yourself, how can I make this ridiculously easy? Or how can I make the thing I'm trying to avoid more annoying to do? Strategy number 4, start tracking something. There is this principle that says, what gets measured gets improved. And it's surprisingly accurate. Studies show that people who simply track their habits, even without making any other changes, naturally start doing better. Just the act of paying attention creates improvement. But here's the thing, you don't need some complicated system. You don't need a fancy app or a detailed spreadsheet. Just pick one thing you want to be more consistent with and mark it off each day. That's it. Maybe it's, did I write today? Yes or no? Did I practice my skill for at least 15 minutes? Check. Did I stick to my morning routine? Mark it down. You can use your phone's notes app, a wall calendar, a notebook, whatever works for you. There are 3 reasons this is so effective. 1. It gives you immediate feedback. You can see if you're actually doing the thing, or just telling yourself you'll do it. 2. It creates momentum. Once you've got a few days in a row, you don't want to break the streak. 3. It helps you spot patterns. Maybe you notice you're always skipping Wednesdays, so you can figure out what's going on that day and plan around it. The key is keeping it super simple. If tracking feels like work, you won't do it. One thing, one check mark, done. And finally, strategy number 5. Find literally any way to make it more enjoyable. Here's the truth. You don't need discipline to do things you enjoy. When's the last time you needed discipline to watch a show you like or hang out with friends? Never, right? We only need discipline for stuff we don't want to do. So the hack is to make the boring stuff at least a little bit less boring. Now, I'm not saying everything can become super fun. Some things just suck, but you can always add something that makes it slightly more tolerable. Some examples: hate cleaning your room? Put your own favorite music or a podcast you've been wanting to listen to. Only listen to it while cleaning. Now cleaning becomes the excuse to enjoy that content. Find studying boring? Change up your location. Study at a different coffee shop each time, or find a cool library you've never been to. The new environment makes it feel less like a chore. Dreading a work project? Set mini rewards. Finish one section. Take a 5-minute break to do something you enjoy. Complete the whole thing. Treat yourself to something small. The point isn't to turn everything into a party. It's to add one small thing that make the task less miserable. Because here's what happens. When something becomes even slightly enjoyable, you need way less discipline to do it. You might even start looking forward to it. And that's the whole goal. To need less discipline, not more. Alright, let's wrap this up. The 5 strategies we covered. Visualize the gap where you are and where you want to be. Make if-then plans for obstacles before they happen. Design your environment to make good choices easy. Track one simple thing consistently. Add a small element to enjoyment to boring tasks. But here's the real insight. The goal isn't actually to become super disciplined. It's to set up your life so you need less discipline in the first place. When you've got the right environment, clear plans, and at least some enjoyment in what you're doing, consistency becomes way easier. So pick one of these strategies and try it this week. See what happens. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.